confident and charismatic entrepreneur, Victor Conti.
I used to lay there and imagine that I was going to be like Muhammad Ali one day, the greatest. And I didn't know exactly whether it was going to be in music or whether it was going to be in sport. And I managed to do both, and thus far in my lifetime.
Dozens of the biggest names in sports will be taking time off from competition to tell a grand jury what they know about the maker of a so-called designer steroid. Many athletes have been illicitly bulking up with it for years, with no one the wiser until now. At least that's the claim.
Since his release from prison, former Balco steroid dealer Victor Conti has returned to working with athletes and boxers in particular.
Should people be suspicious of me? Absolutely.
Witness list reads like a who's who of elite sports. Sprint champion Kelly White, Yankee first baseman Jason Giambi, San Francisco slugger Barry Bonds. They're just a few of the top athletes summoned before a federal grand jury investigating Victor Conti, nutritional supplement salesman to the sports stars.
You have the NFL, you have Major League Baseball, and you have track and field. That really makes it probably the most far-reaching scandal ever in the history of sports.
Conti's company, Balco Labs, has been named by anti-doping authorities as the likely source of the designer's steroid, THG.
So, what inspired me to do this video is one of the biggest fights in boxing history in Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. As you can see on the screen right now, Terrence Crawford is sponsored by Snac. The guy that created Snac, Victor Conti, which you can see early on in the videos, has a lot of controversy behind his name. That's what inspired me to take a deeper dive in this conversation. For me, anything that can give you an edge in recovery, anything that can give you an edge in performing, anything that's not natural, is right borderline of cheating. And I think it is. If I was to fight somebody that was using supplements like that, I would not want to fight him, because you can die in the ring. A lot of guys have died in the ring by cheating, by having things wrapped inside their gloves. The sport of boxing has had a lot of controversy with guys not being straight up. And for me, with Terrence Crawford actually jumping on the team of Snac, it's kind of eye-opening. Because everybody knows when you get into the ring with somebody as dangerous as Errol Spence, you know you're going to go to war. You know he can bang, he can hit. He done messed up plenty of guys' orbital bones. He done broke ribs and stuff like that. A lot of guys, coming off 2 major injuries and stuff like that, and actually dominating both guys, and Danny Garcia and your Dennis Ugas, is amazing. And also, everybody's accusing everybody of being on some type of supplement, some type of steroids nowadays. If you win, if you're powerful, if you're strong, everybody's being accused, even Errol Spence. But Errol Spence is not sponsored by somebody like Snac. Snac, to me, it should be banned. I think boxing needs to take a deeper dive into actually investigating it. Actually doing their homework, because I did my homework, and I actually seen just a guy. He had 500 subscribers, and he was explaining what it did to him just as a normal person. He does not look like an athlete. He looked just like a normal person just trying to stay in shape. He said that when he tried to go to sleep, he couldn't go to sleep. He was like he drunk 100 coffees. It did help him perform a lot better. He felt like he was energized. He felt like he had more power, more strength, more speed. And this is just coming from a normal guy. This is not somebody that's on TV, that's super famous, super rich, somebody that has a career in boxing. But Victor Conti probably went to the sport of boxing for a reason. He know he can get paid. He know he can sponsor a lot of guys. Sport of boxing, it does not last forever. So you got to get your money when you can get it. So I can see why he could go to the sport of boxing, because boxing is one of the most dangerous places that you can go and get away with a lot of things. A lot of boxers are sponsored by Snac. If you look at some of the fight hype videos, you can see David Benavidez. He do a lot of intros. I've seen Devin Haney, Shakur Stevenson doing intros for Snac. And for me, some of your favorite boxers, I know a lot of times it's about money and stuff like that. I don't want to take anything away from those guys. But I think the conversation does need to be open. Is it fair for some of these guys to actually take these supplements and actually get into a ring? Is it more fair if you was a boxer and you took Snac and you outperformed just based on a supplement that you took versus someone actually training their butt off and actually doing it the natural way? Is it cheating? Is it fair? Is it good for the sport of boxing? I don't know. But is the interview that Jamal Chola had something to say about the company Snac. Take a listen to what he had to say. I think it's very important. I think it's been going on for quite some time in the sport of boxing with the supplement being attached to the sport of boxing. But check it out what he had to say. Please like, share, comment down below, and also subscribe.
Who first?
Welcome to Brooklyn.
Jamal, what do you make of the news of Willie Monroe testing positive? What was your first initial reaction and how did you find out?
Stamp him as unprofessional. Willie Monroe and his whole camp, Snac, we've been having problems with them in boxing since I was a kid. I've been hearing nothing about bad things about the Victor Conte dude. I advise any young fighter that if you want to get in shape, you do it the real way. You watch those Rocky movies, those Creed movies, them guys training on there, you don't see them taking nothing, doing nothing that's all natural. Some fighters claim all natural, but they unprofessional.
It really matter what he had to do that. In his mind, everything he did was fair game.
Claims that through precise testing and custom-made supplements, it can adjust an athlete's diet at the micronutrient level, helping athletes attain what they have never attained before. Bonds, who has added considerable muscle since his early days, says Conti's supplements have helped. Jason Giambi, another Conti client, is also noticeably more muscular. And Conti has transformed himself, too. In the 70s, he was a bass player for Tower of Power and other blues and jazz groups. Then he got into the huge but unregulated business of dietary supplements.
A huge part of my training camp, the protein, the ZMA, everything, the pre-workout, it's played such a major part in my training camp, keeping me healthy, keeping me recovered, keeping me feeling good, strong, and ready for my next workout.